What's up, everyone? How you doing? You might recognize me. I used to have a channel back in the day. Um, I don't remember my name. Well, actually, I think it was Humble Servant 062, and there was another Queen Esther. But anyway, the sound quality might be bad. The visual might be bad right now, but that's not really important. I needed to get this video out before I don't have time to do it. And basically, I just need to share a dream that I had with everyone that I fully believe is a prophetic dream. God has given me, I believe, I don't like to say God told me this or that because I'm a human being and I can make mistakes. And we should all reserve that understanding that we're flawed human beings. But if I ever had a prophetic dream, this was one. Now, first, let me just say that I have had many dreams that came true later on. I don't understand it. Before I came to the Lord, I thought I was psychic. Then I realized God gives his people special gifts, and that I believe he's given me a gift of prophecy. Although it looks a little bit different than what I've seen other people express with the gift of prophecy. I don't generally just get words for people about their prosperity or whatnot. I see things a little bit more like biblical prophecy. It's about the times that we're in, the things that God is doing in the world. And it's not always as pretty as we'd like it to be, but it's real. That being said, January 23rd last year, 2018, I had a dream that didn't make any sense to me at the time. And then I got a revelation of the dream during prayer time. Now, it's going to be, I just got to try to get into this quickly. I feel very insecure anymore about being on video, but I'm just going to try to talk to you like you guys are here with me and you know me and you know, all that good stuff. So basically the dream went like this. I went to a pet store and I bought some birds. Several birds, but the ones that really stuck out in the dream, there was a red bird, a blue bird, a muted color blue bird, a love bird, and then some others that weren't really very prominent. Now, in the dream, the birds that I had were in an aquarium, like a plastic plexiglass type aquarium, and I had wrote blue, red. These were the names. I don't know why this is what I named the birds, like really creative. But so blue, red, and then I don't remember the other ones, but that didn't really matter. So I take the birds home. Now there was a lovebird inside, like I said, and this lovebird I took out of the aquarium and I hand fed it with food in a high chair. It was very odd, but I hand fed it. It wasn't doing well, and then I put it back in the aquarium. Over some time, the rest of the birds needed to eat. I found some dog food that was given to me by the pet store. So this dog food it literally said on the bag, "Do not feed to birds." But I said, this is what they gave me. Sorry, this is really bad place. My visual is really bad here. I apologize, but that is what it is. Just listen to the message. Anyway, so I feed the birds the dog food. The birds are going nuts inside of there. There's a lot of chaos. The red and the blue birds are fighting. And then there is one bird, like I said, the muted blue bird. It almost was like a pterodactyl, and it was going crazy inside of this aquarium. I mean, it's flying all over the place. It's causing chaos. I didn't understand what was going on with it, but it was an unruly, crazy bird. Okay, that being said, I fed the birds the dog food. Well, my lovebird didn't eat the dog food because, as I had said, I had already fed the bird. So that bird didn't eat that. Well, after that, then I was supposed to cover the bird cage with a blanket. So I did that, and the bird cage, you know, I just covered everything, and it was going crazy right before I covered it. Well, The birds were going crazy, not the cage. Anyway, so I cover the cage up. Over some time, I take the cage or the cover off. It was like a time of rest or dark, it was a time of, it was like their nap time, right? That's why I did it. So when I pulled the cover off, there were these two huge birds. It was like the other birds were there, but these two huge things they look like lovebirds. Like if you've ever seen a lovebird, they're green and they're yellow and they're brown, different colors, but they were artificial. They didn't look real at all. They looked pretty, but they didn't look real. And it was like all the birds had sort of copulated to create these two weird, non-real birds. And they were huge. They were taking over the entire aquarium, squishing all the rest of them out. Okay, that was the dream. That I thought was just some MSG or something, like I had eaten some Chinese food. It didn't make any sense to me. I did not think it was anything important, but I remembered it really well, which tells me something, All right, the next day I was in prayer, and all of a sudden I get this understanding of the dream. It was almost like God telling me, I'm going to give you the interpretation of the dream. And so I start writing it down. Now, the interpretation of the dream was way more than I could have ever came up with myself. Sorry that it's kind of long, but I need to explain it because it might register to somebody else. All right, so the dream, the interpretation of the dream. The aquarium represents the world, okay? And I'm not a political person. I personally think that politics is a game, it's a stage. I know there's real things about it, but in general, I feel like it's sort of made up. Anyway, not made up, but I know you probably know what I'm saying. I just don't have time to explain it right now. All right, so the aquarium is the world. The red bird and the blue bird is the American political climate. Like the red is the Republican, the blue is the Democrat. So like I said, politics is not my thing, but anyway, this is what I was dreaming about. Now, there was the blue muted bird that appeared to be like a Democratic bird, but it wasn't. It was fake. It was posing as a Democrat, which is why it was muted blue. The muted blue one was the pterodactyl, and it was going crazy in the land, right? The lovebird represents God's people, okay? The reason why I had hand-fed the bird was because God is hand-feeding his people, right? So they're not eating what later is the dog food, okay? Now, the dog food, the reason why it said do not feed to the birds is because this is not good food, okay? But what it represents in the dream was the media. So the birds, the humans, the political climate is being fed and charged by this media, and it's really poisonous food to the people. All right, so this is the political climate of land, and I'm not talking about political parties as in the ones that are the representatives. I'm talking about the people that sort of ascribe themselves to these parties, okay? So anyway, so here they're being fed by this dog food. Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm in my closet. This is my prayer closet, so this is not the best place, but it is what it is. I'm just trying to get some of this light out so that you can see me. It's like God shining out on me. Okay, anyway, now the birds are being fed by this dog food, and it's poisonous, right? But it's helping this craziness. So there's this false Democratic Party that is causing chaos, division in the land, right? And it's really just disturbing everything. And please do not take me wrong. I'm not against any Democrats or parties or anything. I don't care about that. I really don't. My ways, like I'm on God's stuff. You know what I'm saying? All right. But that being said, there is a period of darkness coming. So first there was chaos in the land. When I covered the cage with the blanket, that represents a period of darkness coming. And I don't just mean spiritual darkness. I mean a literal darkness in the land. Probably some type of loss of power or something. But that's what it was. There was nothing. It It was dark, okay? And I've seen this many times in my dreams. I fully believe this is coming. Just don't know when, and I believe scripture supports that. So there's the darkness in the land, and then when the cover is lifted, when the darkness is lifted, what exists is basically what we would know to be the beast and the false prophet. It's a political system, a worldly system, a whatever you want to call it, but it looks like peace, love, good. They look like lovebirds, remember, but they were fake. It was the gathering, it was like this fake copulation of systems from the world. Yes, a world system, but and it looked good. It looked like love. It looked like peace. It looked good, but it wasn't good. It encroached upon the whole land. So basically, that is my message. I don't know when these things are coming. I believe these things are coming. Scripture supports that these things are coming. I have changed my name on YouTube when I came back on the scene to Ailey 2020. So 2020 for some reason is an important year, I believe. I don't know why. Maybe it's just for me. Maybe, God's going to do something in my life. But I really encourage everyone to pray, to listen to God. He is really fighting to get I shouldn't say he's fighting to get his voice across, but we have to fight to listen to his voice. Through the distractions of the world, the cares of this world are choking out his people. And there's no time for that. It doesn't take somebody to be involved in biblical prophecy to see what's going on in the world, but there are so many distractions that it's really easy to forget it, to get lost in it, and the devil's working overtime on God's people, and that's me included. You see, I have short hair. You see in my pictures that was long. I just went through cancer, and it, we're all going to get hit with something, but I'm telling you right now, it's not the time for it. We have to be vigilant, pay attention, love one another. The love of God is so important, to guard the love in your hearts. And I'll come back with more. I just really wanted to get this out there. I hope that it helps and that I don't come off too nutty, because I'm actually a very sane and rational person who finds it very difficult to believe that God is talking to people, and yet here I am. So God bless, and you guys take care.